The Alliance chamber of the Hilarion crown glowed with pale silver light as Princess Lyra stood before the gathered envoys. Her posture held the elegance her people admired, yet beneath the ceremonial layers and flawless etiquette, her thoughts were tangled with tension. The future of two civilizations rested on a marriage that felt more like a strategic maneuver than a union of hearts. Her bridegroom, a human named Aaron, stood quietly beside her. His expression was calm, his presence composed, and though he spoke little, there was a steadiness in him that had intrigued Lyra since the first negotiation meeting. The Hilarion, Crown, and the human coalition had endured years of rising border skirmishes. Trade routes clashed. Patrol ships drifted into disputed zones. Every small conflict pushed both sides closer to war. The solution proposed by the councils was unusual, yet rooted in ancient diplomatic custom. A royal union, a symbolic bond that would blend the honor of one race with the resilience of the other. Lyra had agreed not because she thought humans were weak or strange, but because she believed conflict could be shaped by sacrifice. If peace required her to step into an unfamiliar life, she would do it. Aaron had not objected either. Though humans were known for their unyielding determination, he possessed a rare quietness. He spoke with a gentle voice. He listened with patience. His calm unsettled many Hilarions who were accustomed to sensing emotion like color in the air. Yet with Aaron, his feelings walked behind a closed door. Some saw this as cunning. Others saw it as discipline. Lyra saw it as depth. After the ceremony, the two walked through the palace halls toward their shared residence. The palace was a fortress of crystal architecture that shimmered like captured starlight. Hilarions believed their home should reflect their spirit. Lyra had grown within these luminous halls, but tonight they felt different. She was not returning as a princess alone. She was returning with a partner. Aaron observed the structures quietly. He did not stare in awe or confusion. Instead, he seemed to understand the grandeur for what it represented, a civilization that valued clarity and harmony. As they entered the residence, Lyra gestured to a set of transparent shelves that floated along the wall. The shelves held memory spheres that played soft light whenever one approached. "These are records of my lineage," Lyra said. "If you wish to understand my family's history, these will help." Aaron nodded. "Thank you." They sat for the first time across a shared table. The silence between them was not uncomfortable, though neither knew quite how to bridge the space. Lyra decided to ask the question that had lingered since they met. "Why did you agree to this union?" she asked. "Humans rarely accept arrangements without long debate." Aaron folded his hands. "I chose peace. Humans have fought too many wars across too many centuries. If I can help prevent another, I will do what I must." It was not a dramatic statement, yet his tone carried conviction. Lyra felt a hint of admiration rise within her. Days passed, and Aaron adapted quickly to the palace routines. He walked with the guards during inspections. He studied Hilarion customs to avoid offense. He trained in the palace courtyard during early hours when the light was soft. The guards watched curiously. Humans were known for physical strength, but Aaron displayed precision far beyond assumptions. His movements were measured and deliberate, as if shaped by a history. He did not discuss. Lyra noticed the guards whispering frequently, but she ignored it. What mattered was that the Alliance held dot, however peace did not settle quietly across the galaxies. Beyond the borders, the Krail Dominion prepared its fleets. The Krail were a species defined by conquest. They saw the new human-Hilarion alliance as a threat to their expansion. Their commanders believed the Hilarions had weakened themselves by bringing an unpredictable race into their circle. Humans were underestimated. Their history was not well known to the Krail, who studied only technological superiority and not the spirit behind it. One evening, Lyra stood on a balcony overlooking the city lights as a warning siren echoed across the palace district. It was deep and resonant, the kind reserved for imminent danger. Erin emerged from the interior chamber, already alert. "What is happening?" he asked. "A fleet has entered our outer orbit," she said. "They are not answering hails." Erin frowned. "Then they are sending a message." They moved swiftly to the central operations suite, where commanders studied holographic displays. Lyra's mother, the Queen, addressed the council as the intruding fleet unfolded across the holomap. Bright red symbols marked each vessel. The Krail Dominion had arrived in force. "Their flagship is demanding a surrender. Protocol." A commander said, "They claim our alliance with humans is destabilizing the region." Erin studied the map silently. Lyra noticed the shift in his demeanor. The calm he usually carried tightened into a concentrated focus. The Queen turned to Erin, human ambassador. "Do you believe your coalition will assist?" Erin shook his head. "The nearest coalition fleet is too far. They will not arrive in time." The Queen's voice dipped with disappointment, though she masked it well. "Then we must prepare our defenses." Lyra felt a wave of dread. The Krail were relentless. Their weapon systems were designed to crush energy shields. If the Halarian fleet fell, the palace would become the final target. Suddenly, the palace trembled. A Krail assault cruiser had fired a test bombardment at the city perimeter. Even through the shield barrier, the shock reverberated. Erin stepped forward. "I need access to your power relay conduits," he said. The Queen stared at him. "For what purpose?" "To protect your people," Erin replied. Lyra felt her breath catch. "Erin, we have defensive systems." "They are not enough," he said. "I can amplify your shield grid, but I will need direct integration." The commanders exchanged puzzled glances. No human technology could augment Halarian systems without months of calibration. Yet Erin spoke with unshakable certainty. "Show me the conduits," he said. There was something in his voice. Not threat. Not arrogance. A gravity that compelled trust. Lyra led him through a secured passageway into the heart of the palace. The power conduits glowed with radiant threads that flowed like liquid light. Erin approached them and placed both hands against the shimmering surface. His eyes closed and his breathing slowed. The conduits reacted instantly. The light within them surged. Energy crackled across the chamber floor. Lyra stepped back instinctively as the entire grid brightened. Erin's body pulsed with faint radiance, as if the energy were flowing through him. Lyra realized with shock that he was not using technology. He was channeling something within himself. Something impossible. The shield network across the city shimmered and expanded, forming a second layer that thickened into a near-solid barrier. The palace sensors blinked with rising readings. The guards watched in stunned silence. Erin opened his eyes. "Your shields can withstand their fire now." Lyra stared at him. "How did you do that?" He shook his head. "Later." But there was no later. The Krail flagship launched a focused assault beam toward the city. The golden shield flared brilliantly, but did not break. The beam scattered against it, like light against crystal dot inside their command bridge. The Krail commanders shouted in disbelief. No Halarian shield could survive that strike. They recalibrated. They intensified the output. Still the barrier held. Lyra returned to the operations suite with Erin by her side as reports streamed in. The Krail's attacks were failing. Their weapons overloading. Their assault formations collapsing. The Queen turned toward Erin, her composure momentarily shaken. "Human ambassador, explain your action." Erin stood quietly, then spoke with calm clarity. "Humans evolved under conditions that required adaptation beyond the physical. Our bodies carry dormant traits awakened through generations of survival. We call it resonance. It allows us to interface with energy systems in ways other species cannot achieve. It is rare, but it exists. I was taught to harness it by those who came before me. The room fell silent. Lyra stepped closer. Why hide this? Erin answered, because power draws fear. I wanted your people to trust humans for who we are, not for what we could do. The queen studied him for a long moment. Then what made you reveal it now? Erin turned to Lyra, because this union demanded protection. You chose peace. I chose to honor it. Before Lyra could respond, the holomap flickered as the Krail fleet formation ruptured. 3 vessels attempted retreat, but their engines faltered under feedback. The Krail commander sent one last transmission. Hilarion Crown, we withdraw. Your alliance has revealed strength we did not foresee. This conflict is over. The connection severed. The palace erupted with relief, though confusion lingered beneath the celebration. Erin had saved them, but his identity remained a mystery to many. Later, when the hallways quieted and the stars returned to their calm shimmer, Lyra found Erin standing alone on the same balcony where the siren had sounded earlier. She approached him with soft steps. You risked your life to protect us, she said. Erin nodded. I did. You hid the truth to avoid fear, she said, but you still stepped forward. Why? Erin turned slowly. Because I made a vow, not only to your people, but to you. Our marriage may have begun as diplomacy, but I will not treat it as an empty symbol. Lyra felt her heart shift. All her life she had been surrounded by alliances built from strategy. Yet this human, quiet and resolute, had shown devotion that reached far beyond agreement. You are not what anyone expected, she said. Erin smiled faintly.